It was a very scary situation all throughout the late night with Hurricane Milton and into the early morning for Floridians all over the state. Now people are wondering, what is the state of Florida? Specifically for this channel, how did the centers of tourism fare? Is Disney World really underwater? And is Universal Studios any better? Today we'll show you the damage, including Tropicana Field, right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we endeavor to ever tell the truth, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and in this case, give you a weather update. That weather place? Who knows? Maybe. Folks, as we get ready to conquer today's content, consider clicking the like button. Folks, take a look at this horrible, horrible image. It is, of course, the Magic Kingdom underwater today. Oh, wait, no, it's a horrible, horrible image for another reason. Bunch of shenanigans out there with people posting artificial intelligence-made images of Disney underwater, then passing that off as being real. No, this is not the case. It is not true. And thank goodness, by the way, for the community notes where it says readers added context they thought people might want to know. And it explains that this is not real. Folks, this also is not real. Folks, this is also not real. But these images are flat out not real. You should not worry about Disney having been underwater. Now, one of the reasons that we really dislike this sort of thing being passed around the internet, and we're so happy for community notes, is because it diminishes the real damage that took place across the state. We'll explain in just a moment, but it's best to just show you. This is an image, and we'll full screen this so you can see it better. This is an image of Tropicana Field where the Tampa Bay Devil Rays play, and as you can see, the entire roof of the stadium was ripped off by the hurricane. That is just terrible. That is awful. It's a huge amount of damage. It will strike at the very pride of the city. It will force the team to play in another location for the next year, probably, as they get this roof back on. I don't know how long it will take, but I would suspect that it's going to probably be a year of work to restore this stadium. And so there really was some serious damage. We also watched as people survived tornadoes. We watched as storm surge came in. But luckily and thankfully, and maybe even because of some prayers, who knows, but the hurricane moved in a particular direction that while there have been people devastated, and we don't want to diminish the impact this has had on them, this hurricane, based on the last 24 hours, took the track that was the least damaging you could imagine. It diminished just prior to coming onshore in a way that was very helpful. It stayed just south of Tampa Bay, meaning that there was not horrific floodwaters surging into that area. It stayed just south of the major metropolitan area of Orlando, which meant that the winds stayed south of Orlando. Although the rain was there, Orlando can handle the rains better than just about anywhere. And guess what, folks? Lieutenant Dan, he's here. We'll get the interview from him. Thank you to Terrence Concannon, at Terrence Concannon over on TikTok for this interview. We'll play it for you, folks. Lieutenant Dan survives. Here we go.
We got the boat here and Lieutenant Dan here. How did it go? How'd the night go?
It was a little rough till about 11:30. I repositioned the boat and I was heading into the wind, and I slept like a baby from 12:30 to 5 o'clock this morning. I woke up twice to pee. That was it. But other than that, I mean, it's been a great night. I just smoked half a joint. I'm high. I'm watching all the people run around like crazy because of all the water. And water went up. It was up to here last night. It was over the fucking pole.
There's the boat still standing.
I mean, I believe me, I got battered against the tire, but other than a couple of scuff marks on the side, my boat's in better shape now than it was before because it got washed. So, I mean, everything is a plus. It's a win-win all the way around.
What'd you learn from this experience?
Not a damn thing. No. There are a lot of good people in this world. And I gave up on this world years ago because I've been on my own. And, I mean, I struggle every freaking day just living. And never anybody offers to help. Never. But Terrence here posted this video, and it started getting likes, and then people started realizing that, you know, maybe he's not just crazy, maybe he really does need help.
Of course, man, let's go.
And people came out and helped me. We moved my boat from down over here, where I would have got smashed last night on the wall, and we brought it over here.
Yep.
And one of the guys is actually a sailor, so he kind of knew how to rig it. So, and then once he was done, I knew how to I can modify it and make everything work better.
So, folks, we still don't recommend that you try to survive a hurricane in a little dinghy in the bay where the hurricane might come its way. But we got to say that's a heartwarming end to this. Lieutenant Dan regaining his hope in humanity. Well, we hope that you also regained some hope in humanity, and we hope that everybody came together. Isn't it lovely that this could have been the storm of the century, as they were calling it? We were very careful on this channel not to do so because we did not want to magnify this storm and its damage until it was done. And it turns out that, well, humanity has won. At least this time, the hurricane did not do what some had imagined. It did not create another Hurricane Andrew situation. That largely has to do with where the hurricane came in and then exited. Luckily, coming in just south of where we needed it to, and coming in with a little bit less intensity than was imagined when it was 24 hours prior to landfall, still a Category 5. And if you're wondering what Disney World looks like today, well, we'll show you, folks. This is Disney World. This is New Orleans Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside. Apologies on that. And you can see that there's debris, right? There's foliage. Foliage came out of the trees, and so they've had a good pruning. And the crews are going to get out there today, and they're going to everywhere that has foliage like this. I mean, I can't even imagine. Animal Kingdom probably is quite a mess. They're going to get out there. They're going to clean this up. But we do not know of any structural damage that has come to Disney, and that's wonderful. You can see, actually, this is Port Orleans, and, of course, the French Quarter and Riverside come together here. Everything looks fine structurally, and so that's great. The water lines on the lake there appear to be just fine. So what was it like to ride out the hurricane? Well, this is out of Drew the Disney Maniac, and apologies, folks, I should have said this. Sponge Kev was the one who had the damages at Riverside, which are very minimal. In fact, we've seen more significant damage in prior hurricanes that came far farther away from Disney than this one. But going back to Drew the Disney Maniac, it says an update of Hurricane Milton at Art of Animation in Disney World as of 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Here's what this is. And as you can see, that level of wind is going to be handled just fine by Disney. And by the way, we think Universal is fine. We think SeaWorld is fine. We've reached out to our contacts. So far, nobody has found any significant damage. If we find out that something was damaged in the Orlando area in terms of tourism, we'll cover it. Now, folks, this is not, again, to minimize what was done to some individuals. But in terms of the overall impact that happened across the state of Florida, this was far better than what most of the trackings had pointed to. And so we should be thankful. We should be very thankful. It is a blessed day that this hurricane went in such a way, taking basically the very best path it possibly could to spare lives and spare property. To those who lost property, even still, we send out our deepest condolences. We're waiting to hear from one of our individuals that works with us in Sarasota. So we hope we hear from them soon. If you have family members, folks, that are in Florida, make sure you check in with them. Note, please, that there are people, millions at this point, who are without power across the state of Florida, and so there will be cleanup. But in comparison to what we thought this could have been, we'll take this any day, any day. Folks, we hope you also don't forget those individuals who are living in North Carolina. Western North Carolina is still like a war zone, and those people need help. They need real help. They're struggling, and we don't want to forget them. We're happy that this hurricane appears to have largely went as a bust. And that's how we want every single hurricane to go, because we must continue having fun, and hurricanes and tornadoes make a real mess of things. To everybody who suffered through the tornadoes in Fort Myers as a result of the hurricane, we hope you're doing well and that you're safe and sound. Folks, we've got more content on the way. We needed to cover this to let you know that things are A-okay, at least in terms of the tourism part of Orlando, minus Tropicana Field, and perhaps we'll hear some things about Busch Gardens. We're waiting for that. But it looks like everything's going to be okay enough. And folks, that means that we are okay enough to ask you to click the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as ever, consider dropping a comment. Folks, we would love to have you become a member of the channel. If you're not yet, consider doing so. It's the cost of a soda per month, and surely by now you're subscribed. I find it iconic that even as the roof of Tropicana Field was blown away, the flag was still flying, and that's a good thing. Folks, until the next time we have the honor, the pleasure, and the privilege of speaking with you, being invited into your day, we hope we've had added value, and on your way, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun.
Clickbait, fraud, drama queen. Ugh, I wish there was a channel that was 5 to 6 minute news reads without the drama, frauds, and clickbait that could accurately let me know the current news, providing my crucial context utilizing all the different That Park Place contributors and creators.
Well, stupid. There is. It's the That Park Place YouTube channel, which will be going live real soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you can really stick it to the algorithms.
You're joking.
Nope.